Boruto Tubular Vortex Chapter 24 shows Kawaki going up against Jura, and Kawaki's going crazy. Kawaki's showing off his new strength with the karma, and Abe basically going up against Jura one-on-one, buying Boruto the time he needs to use Flying Raijin to teleport to everybody and getting out of there. But Kawaki is actively pursuing Jura and doing a pretty good job. He doesn't really take any hits. He mostly blocks and dodges and defends, so Jura wasn't able to land a decisive blow against Kawaki, really able to hurt him. And Kawaki was able to damage Jura bad enough to where he was down but not out. I mean, what does it really matter if Jura can just recover himself or re-heal himself using the tree? You know what I mean? It's impossible to win against him. And even as strong as Kawaki was, even then he still wasn't strong enough to beat Jura. So it just goes to show that they need to get stronger and stronger and stronger as the story progresses. But the interesting thing during their fight was Kawaki's karma started to glow. And I think that's an example of like the evolution that the karma will go through. So while he got his strength, his power, and his abilities back, it's still even more that he can go through. You know what I mean? And he was only able to slightly access it. And when he's able to access it, so is Boruto in kind. So it goes to show that when facing an opponent like Jura, when able to activate and use the karma, there's even more of an evolution to it. And maybe it's specific to Kawaki because he has his own karma that's never been like used this way before. And in comparison, Boruto doesn't really use his karma. He was holding it back. So whatever Kawaki upgrades his karma, so will Boruto. And we'll have to see where that goes. But as for Kawaki going up against Jura, if his full power karma isn't enough, then what's the next step? You know what I mean? What can Boruto and Kawaki put together to defeat Jura? Is there anything that's changed since then? Maybe Kawaki's upgrade is like a gateway to a path to defeat Jura. If Kawaki's not able to defeat him, then maybe Boruto and Kawaki are. And if not them, then maybe Himawari, Kawaki, and Boruto. All of them together. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to see what Kashin Koji thinks up or what he sees. What are possible futures that Jura gets defeated? How do they deal with the divine tree regrowing them or revitalizing them, healing them, getting them back into full strength? You know what I mean? It's almost impossible. And we also saw that Jura was able to manipulate them to like pull him around and move at will. So it's not as though he's incapable of just whipping them out whenever he sees fit and attacking with them, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that, or how do you really defeat Jura? What's the right way? What's the proper way to defeat him? It has to be something in there. There has to be a way to do it. And so I'm interested to see it, and I think that Kawaki going up against Jura is very cool, and it's like definitely where I think the story was like strongest last chapter was their battle, seeing Kawaki being able to go toe-to-toe against him and seeing Jura not really being able to hurt Kawaki. His Biju bombs were absorbed by his karma. His front attacks were dodged because he's able to shrink himself using Sukuna Hikuna. He was barely able to destroy like one block cube with his Biju bomb. And so and then Kawaki was able to parry or block against any of his other strikes. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how Kawaki deals with those things. How Jura deals with those things, you know? Seeing them figure out ways to defeat each other. There has to be a way. So, it's going to be interesting to see moving forward. But until chapter 25, until we get a concrete example of like what direction we're going to be going in, for right now, it's mostly just going to be waiting until the next time they meet each other and the next time they fight one another, you know, and seeing how they deal with each other in their next battle. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that there's going to be another step past the karma, a way to evolve it, a way for Kawaki to get strong enough to kill Jura, and the same for Boruto? I don't know, but there has to be a way. There has to be a way for them to get stronger, for a way for them to defeat Jura, you know, once and for all. So we'll have to see. But until then, until chapter 25, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah,